Hi there, I'm Sarah from Great Days by Sarah, and today I'm going to take you through one of my favorite ways to start the day, this feel-good yoga flow. You don't need much space, just about this much. You don't even need a yoga mat. Just do it on your rug or your hardwood floor. We'll start with a nice wide stance. Feet definitely wider than hip distance. We're going to inhale up and exhale, hands come to heart center. This practice today does not involve any chaturangas. Of course, you're always welcome to throw them in if you want to get a little bit more of a heart rate pump first thing in the morning. Do what feels good for you. Arms come up and over to one side. Back up to center, over to the other side. Flowing back and forth. Not a whole lot of breath control in this one. I'll just encourage you to make sure you keep breathing. It's all about what feels good in your body in this moment. Find yourself into a star. Maybe you want to widen your feet a little bit more. And then reach down just to your knee to start. Unless you're doing this towards the end of the day and you have a little bit more flexibility in your body, just start slow to your knee. And we go to our shin, maybe just below your knee. Maybe you stay there or get a little lower. I'm going to go for my ankle. Last one, each direction. Exhale brings you down to your mat. For just a couple cat-cows, we'll go through 3. Inhale, exhale, round. Find a nice neutral spine. T-spine rotations. Take your right hand lightly behind your ear, cupping your ear. Open up through your chest, and then bringing your elbow either towards your forearm or towards your wrist, and then back up. Once again, whatever feels right for you as you go through this. Last one here, we're gonna loop through and reach. Shoulder opener, ear on the ground. Maybe this one stays as a kickstand, this left arm, or reach it out for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Or even reach your leg behind you. So if your limbs are extended, reaching in opposition, and breathe. Bring everything down, reverse it the way you came in, and we'll go into the other side. Left hand starts high, reach it up, open the chest, elbow towards your forearm or your wrist. Ever so gently twisting out the spine. Last time we open, this time we thread this needle through, coming onto our shoulder. Maybe we have a kickstand, maybe we reach it out, maybe that you can add the leg. Bring it back into center. Press back up, and then find your way into child's pose. I like to have my knees wide, but if you like them together, have them together. Big toes touch either way. Send your hips back, reach your arms forward, resting your head towards the ground. slide forward into a Sphinx, forearms parallel, palms pressing straight down into the mat, tops of feet pressing down also. Then press up through your forearms, shining your heart forward and gazes straight ahead. Now take your left hand and reach for your right elbow. We're going to turn up into a side plank. So our left hand, our left arm is parallel to the top of your mat if you're using one, pressing up into a side plank. Now you can of course modify, drop the bottom knee. If you're in the modification, these dips will look like this. You'll dip down, your hip will be on the ground, and you'll reach up. If you're from your feet, it will look like this. You'll dip down, your hips will be on the ground, and then we'll rainbow up. Just 3 at your own pace. We lower and we lift, shining your heart forward. On your last one, you'll re-find yourself into that Sphinx. Reset, recenter. And then flip it over to the other side. My right arm reaches for my left elbow. I turn into my side plank, or I have my knee dropped. My opposite arm lifts. I lower and lift for 3. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Come back to Sphinx one more time. And then press it back to child's pose. This time, our elbows are bent, reaching your hands towards the middle of your back for a tricep stretch. So you should feel the stretch through the back of your arms. Hands can reach and stack or keep them separate, pinkies touching. And the closer they are, the more you're going to feel it through your triceps. Release it out, come up through tabletop, bring your left leg forward into a lunge, and then move your hands to the center for lizard. So both hands in the center. Maybe wiggle your left foot out towards the edge of your mat. And then sink in whatever feels good for you. You can stay on your hands, come down to your forearms if it's there for you. All I'll encourage you to do is if you come down to your forearms and your leg splays out, maybe come back a little. For the first part, we're gonna want our knee hugging in towards our triceps. And then for the second part, you'll turn your foot out, away from you, pressing this leg out and away, feeling a different stretch through your hip. Back to lizard. Then press back to a half split, but keeping your hands in the center. So a little bit different of a hamstring opener. The extended foot, toes are towards the sky. Then listen for the change. You'll walk your hands towards your back leg and find yourself on your knee in one straight leg. Come on up, gate pose. We're going up over the top towards that bent leg, or towards your straight leg, and then back up and extend. 2 more like that. Last one brings us up and over. And extend. Then when you're on this side, just bring your other foot in front. So my right foot comes in front, my left leg drops. You can actually flip around so you can actually see the other side of what it looks like. So So just make sure you're on the other leg. Drop into lizard, whatever that looks like on this side. It could be very different. And keep hugging that knee in for the first part. This is the part I want to show you because you saw the back half of it last time. And then for the second part, turn this foot out. Turn the foot out, turn the knee out, and press that knee away from you. So totally different stretch through that bent leg. Then we'll bring those hands down, bring it back to that hamstring stretch, but with both hands in front. And then begin to walk your hands towards that bent leg. You'll see the reverse this time. Come up to this gate pose and over the top. Towards that straight leg. And then extend the opposite. This time, cartwheel your hands down. We'll come and we'll meet on that back on the mat for bridge pose. So as you scoot your heels towards your glutes, reach down, make sure you can touch them. Then we're just gonna go up and we're gonna hold bridge today. So a little bit more of an energizing posture. Feel free to interlace your hands underneath, tuck your shoulders under if that's something you do in bridge or something you wanna try today. And then press down through all four corners of your feet. And imagine you can see your legs. Some of you can see your legs, but imagine you can see your legs and they look like the number 11. And lift your hips a little bit higher. Now lift your chin away from your chest, especially if it's touching. And breathe at your highest height for 3, for 2, for 1, and lower. Stop the interlace of your hands, wiggle them out. Drop one vertebrae at a time. Slowly hug your knees into your chest. Hug your right leg in. Extend your left leg out. And then drop it over to the left. Eyes gaze to the right. Your knee doesn't have to touch the floor. More of a focus that both your shoulders are still grounded. Back up through center. This time hug the left leg in. Extend your right leg out. And send it over to the other side. Remembering the focus should be the shoulder grounding down, not so much the leg touching the floor. Bring your knees back up to the center, maybe a little squeeze, maybe a little rock. Final posture of the day, happy baby. Reach for the outside of your feet or the outside of your legs. Maybe even yogi grip your big toes. You want your whole spine on the ground. So reach for whatever works for you. Your feet are flexed. If they had paint on them, be a huge footprint right on the ceiling. They're nice and flat. Slowly release. Let everything go long for Shavasana. Final relaxation pose. Important not to skip this part. This is where it all comes together. Let everything go. Let everything relax. And just be. Begin to wiggle your fingers. Circle your ankles, wiggle your toes. I like to end here with a big, good morning stretch. Maybe even find an arch through my back. Roll onto one side and come back up to a comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed if it's comfortable. Inhale those arms out, around, overhead, touching your palms at the top, and then bringing your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Bring those thumbs up to the space between your eyebrows, our third eye, our sight of intuition, and we'll all say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in that Feel Good Yoga Flow today. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Go have a great day.